morning. Hello. Are you ready to get up? Dang, dude. Good morning. Oh, yeah.
Love you.
I love you too. What's your name? Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Ta-da! You already want to play? You won't even let me pet you? Let me pet you. It's too early to play. Hi, handsomest. Oh, I love you. I need to vacuum real quick this morning and then we'll hang out. I'll make us some breakfast. All of his science.
Going through this way? Yes. All right. All right, I'll watch out. I'm gonna step back.
I don't know what his plan is exactly.
Wow, you can go fast.
Calvin's teacher just left. Miss Vest just left from our home visit. She had an assistant person with her, that like an aide that would be with her. Hopefully she's the one that stays with their class, but it could change, we don't know. Calvin's upset with me though because he wanted to show them his Hank the Cowdog book. He told me which book he was looking for, so I told him where to find it, and then I said that he's excited because I read him a chapter out of his Hank the Cowdog book every night, and he threw a fit because I wasn't supposed to tell them. It was supposed to be a surprise and I didn't know that. She was just saying like how good it is to read to them, so I was saying that I do read to him, and he got so mad at me.
It's because if I whisper in your ear, that means it's supposed to be a secret.
I'm sorry I broke your heart.
You said that so many times today.
Do you need to go back to bed?
Oh.
I'm sorry, you might be a little tired. We're trying to get you on a new schedule, but you can go to bed earlier tonight, okay? Oh man, the struggles of transition into day life.
Yeah, we're talking about Rachel here. You and also it's like me and Julie, me and Rachel.
We've been super duper lazy most of today, and we're coming to see a movie that I can't even pronounce.
Papillon?
I think it's Papillon.
Papillon?
Because it's French.
It looked good. The preview looked really good. I'd never seen the preview for it before, but usually when we're bored at home, we'll look up like what's playing on base, and this happened to be playing right now. The only other things that are playing start at 8 tonight, and we're trying to have Calvin in bed around that time, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. There's a fly in there. So we chose this because it's at 6:30, and it's 6:24, so it's gonna start soon. But I actually remembered this time to bring a bowl. So we put our popcorn in a bowl, because we smart.
And I have a headache.
Calvin has a headache. He is probably gonna fall asleep.
Probably.
What'd you think of the movie? Good? Did you like it? Did you really understand it?
Not really.
Not really? I had never even heard of it. It was called Papillon or Papillon. It was French, so we think it was Papillon. Apparently it was a book. It was a true story. It was a really good movie, and I recommend going to see it if you haven't, or I might even try to read the book because it was pretty good. But I was pretty disappointed with when we were first there. There was a row of 4 guys down in the front. They were the only ones that were in there. And then when we came in, we sat up a couple rows behind them. And then later on, a guy and a girl came in and they sat up behind us. So there was only like 3 groups of people in there. So before the movie plays on all on-base theaters, it plays the national anthem. It kind of gives off here, it gives off kind of like a little alarm that lets you know that they're gonna play the national anthem. That gives you time to stand up, because when they play the national anthem before the movie, you're supposed to stand up and you put your hand over your heart. Unless you're in uniform, then you stand at attention. But these guys just sat there, and Calvin even stood up. We stood up, obviously, like you're supposed to, and they just sat there. and they were like laughing. Calvin was like, Mom, why are they not standing up? And I said it loud enough so they could hear me. I was like, I don't know why they're not standing up. So then a couple of them kind of like turned around and looked at me and then stood up, and then one of them kind of like throws his stuff down like he's throwing a fit and stands up. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. Like, I have never been so disappointed in people on base, like in the military. That was just like such a low blow, in my opinion. Like, that's just something you know you're supposed to do. I was so annoyed. And then they started making comments, like once it was over and once we sat down. And one of them was like, so-and-so didn't even want to stand up. He's like, no, I wasn't gonna stand up. And I was like, even a 5-year-old knows better. And they just kind of like looked. I was like, how freaking rude. I've never been so disappointed at people on base. That was like, I'm so annoyed with that. I could not believe it. You even knew you were supposed to stand up, huh? Yeah. You're like, what are you guys doing? Yeah. They should have known better and they didn't. It was just really disappointing. I was pretty upset about it. It might be something stupid to be upset about, but if you live on base and you go to the theater on base, you know it's something you're supposed to do, and it was just so frustrating that they didn't. I don't think Travis was as mad about it as I was. I was pretty annoyed by it though. Wasn't I?
What's up?
Those guys that just sat there and they played the national anthem.
Oh.
They just sat there. They weren't gonna stand up.
I don't know if they didn't realize you had to stand up or what.
They knew. There's no way they didn't know. They were thinking no one else was really in there. They didn't need to. They were gonna do what they wanted. Frickin' people, I was so annoyed. We're home now. I just laid Calvin down in bed. It's 9:20, which is about the time he's probably been falling asleep after we've read a chapter of his book every night. He wanted me to read him a chapter just now. I just laid him down and I was like, I'll read you a chapter in the morning. I'll come and wake you up. Hey, you just threw it at me. And I'll read you a chapter in the morning instead of reading it tonight. But I did want to mention, before we had left to go to the movie theater, we were sitting at home and I got an email. Well, you have to give it to me. Bring it here. I got an email that someone had donated or given us like a $25 gift card or credit, 25 euro I should say, credit on Amazon.de so that we could get Calvin something for starting kindergarten because it's a big deal. So I really appreciate it. It was from Marco. So if you ever see him commenting, definitely say hey, because he's sent us things a couple of times. So thank you, we really appreciate it. I couldn't let that go and not say thank you publicly, even though I've already messaged you, already let you know we appreciate it. I just want to let everyone else know that we appreciate you. So thank you so much. For some reason, after playing with Zeke already, I'm winded. I need to go drink more water, and then we're gonna head to bed in a little bit. I'm going to. Travis is probably gonna stay up. But we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up for us. Subscribe if you haven't done that, and we'll see you tomorrow. White Ziggy Boo. But for now, that is that. We'll see you when we see you. See, say bye.
Cause you're the apple to my pie. You're the star to my berry. You're the smoke to my high. You're the one I wanna marry.
Drop it. Hey. Oh, that was a bad kick. That was bad. Where'd it go?